I'm Coach Glennis, and I'm a wellness and relationship coach. And today we are doing part 2 or session 2 of 12 on look and feel younger, body, mind, and spirit. This is for women 50 and over. Today, I want you to think about this. Had you ever followed a diet perfectly? Counted calories, skipped carbs, followed every rule, and still felt like your body didn't respond? Can you relate to that? If you are over 50 or 50 and thinking, what is wrong with my body? The truth is there's nothing wrong. It's not your fault. Your body isn't broken. You just need to understand what's really going on. Tonight, I'll show you in this brief 15 minutes why traditional diets often backfire in women over 50, and how you can finally feel better, stronger, and more like yourself again. Here is what no one tells you. Most diets were designed for younger bodies with different hormonal profiles. After 50, our bodies completely change, and traditional approaches backfire. I experimented that. I lived it. I'm going to talk to you about 3 things that happen after we turn 50. Starts even a little bit in perimenopause that creates a problem and makes us gain weight, have achy joints, problems with digestion, and all these things. Is one, our metabolism shifts. 2, estrogen levels go down because after 50, we have a decline in muscle mass that leads to fewer calories per rest, and I'm going to tell you in a second about that. And the 4th is potential thyroid slowdown that causes sluggishness. As we enter our 50s, our metabolism begins to naturally slow down. Not because we're doing anything wrong or anything differently, but because our bodies are shifting into a new hormonal phase called menopause. Estrogen levels decrease, and that affects the way our body stores fat. And it decides to rearrange the fat and now puts it in our belly. And that's the worst kind of fat. I'm not going to talk about that, but that is the worst kind of fat. I'm not going to talk about it. I'll do it some other time. As our muscle mass begins to decline, then we will burn less calories. Why? Okay, listen to this. Muscle versus fat. 1 pound of muscle in your body burns about 6 to 10 calories per day, per pound. The number that most people use, it depends on your metabolism, but it's around 7. So every pound of muscle in your body is burning 7 calories per day. While 1 pound of fat burns only 2 calories per day. And around age of 30, we naturally begin to lose 3 to 8% of our muscle mass per decade. And if we're not actively working to maintain it, resistant training, proper nutrition, I believe the most important exercise for any woman, men too, but any woman over 50 is strength training because of that problem with the muscle being more metabolic active than fat. After age 50, it gets worse because the muscle loss accelerates. So what happens is we can lose 1 to 2% of our muscle mass per year, not decade. And now, what is this in numbers that we can understand? We can lose between 15 to 30% of our muscle mass by the time we're 70. Look what happens. We're doomed to have fat in our bodies. So I want you to understand that if you have a weight loss plan that includes muscle loss, it's not a success. It's a sabotage you're doing to your body. So preserving or building lean muscle mass is key to burning fat, boosting energy, and aging vibrantly. So another thing that happens is, for a lot of women, thyroid slows down and hinders weight loss. I'm not going to go into detail on that, but that's another problem. So we're talking about, first one, our metabolism slows down. There's shift in the metabolism. The number 2 problem that we have after 50 is hormonal resistance. What is that? I already mentioned dropping estrogen, leading to increased fat storage, especially in the belly. But what happens is insulin, and remember, insulin is the fat storage hormone. Insulin becomes less effective and decides to grab more fat and store more fat. Second, cortisol. Remember, cortisol is not bad. It gets a bad rap. Cortisol is good for us, but it depends on when. When we get up in the morning at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, our body says, cortisol, wake me up. It's time to get up. But at night, your cortisol levels should go down and the melatonin should go up so you can rest. The problem with cortisol is if the level is too high and you're always in a stress, the stress hormone is elevated. That means that you won't be able to lose weight because the fat is stored when you're in survival mode. That's why cortisol level being high. So when you think about, if your levels of cortisol are signaling your body to hold on more fat, then why do we have the cortisol level so high? There are several reasons. But one is due to chronic stress. And who doesn't have stress? Poor sleep, and I'll talk to you about, I even have something to give you next time. But for now, I want to tell you that it's very important. Poor sleep disrupts our body's ability to burn fat efficiently. And also, it creates inflammation in the body. And talking about hormones, I have a free gift. It's foods that will help you with the hormonal function. You can add it to your diet, and those things will help you balance your hormone. But I have to say, there is a third problem. We're talking about metabolism shift and hormonal resistance. The third one is inflammation and gut issues. Chronic stress, which you already talked about, consumption of sugar, and not having nutrient-dense good food for you, good for me, disrupts gut health. And an imbalance in the microbiome. The microbiome is just the good and bad bacteria in your gut. They call it the second brain for a reason. But creates fatigue, brain fog, and weight gain. So it is very important that we have foods that help heal the gut, because it's a key to have energy, hormone balance, and the metabolism. So when women come to me saying, I am doing everything right, but nothing is working, I said, it's not your fault. Your body isn't broken. You just need an approach that works with your body, not against it. I believe, as I said before, that this is the only body we're going to have this side of eternity. We can't just trade it for another one. So I want to be the healthiest body that I can be. If God doesn't return for me or take me home before I'm 100, I want to be the healthiest 100-year-old woman out there. And I want to say, when we treat our bodies with frustration, punishment, shame, restriction, we forget whose we are. God created our bodies to heal. He designed them to heal. But healing doesn't happen through restriction. It happens through renewal. So, we need to align our wellness practices with spiritual belief. That's why in my programs I have biblical affirmation. That's what I did for my sister as well. So what worked for me? You must be wondering. Because what worked for me has worked for several dozen women that have done this program. And what was it? Because I tried everything before. Low carb, intermittent fasting, endless exercise, keto, whatever. But what worked for me is to do 4 different things. 1, I rebooted my detox pathways. I started doing things to detox my body. And there are several things that you can do. To detox your body, you have to remove certain things from your diet that are just anti-nutrients. They are not letting you absorb the good nutrients of the good food that you're eating. That's one. There are certain things on lifestyle that you have to do. You have to work with your lymphatic system, and it's a lot of information, but you need to be able to have your immune system working because that's what cleans your body. You have to be able to have your blood work within the optimal, not just normal range, the optimal. So your kidneys is working, the liver is working, and so on. So I had to reboot my detox pathways. Number 2, start eating foods that reduce inflammation. Inflammation is the cause of the leading 10 causes of death in the world, especially in the United States. 7 of them are due to inflammation. And I will be talking about inflammation in another episode. Another thing that I needed to do, eat foods and vitamins that support my liver, my gut, and my hormones. And that's what my free gift will help you with that. And also work on mindset. The Bible says, as we think, we are. So if you think you're sick, you are sick. You think you're healthy, you'll be healthy. But not only that, the Bible also tells us that as we think, all the thoughts that come to our mind, we have to take them captive to the obedience of Jesus Christ. If you are thinking things that are not right, they need to be replaced with biblical affirmations. And that's one thing that really, really works. So I have to work on mindset, replacing pressure with grace. And this is exactly what I walk you through in my coaching programs. So remember, you can have the free gift. It's called Foods That Support Hormonal Function. It's packed with simple, natural options you can start adding to your meals right away. You can get this right now. These foods aren't just delicious, they are powerful tools to help bring your body back into balance, reduce stress, improve sleep, and support your energy, mood, and well-being. I wanted to talk to you quickly about a couple of my offers. Those are the offers that are easily accessible. One of the offers is a self-paced course that you can do on your own. But it's not just you, because most people that buy programs don't do them. But it's perfect for starting. The course takes about 4 weeks to do. But I give you a 30-minute with me when you're starting. It's an onboarding session in which I go through the portal on my website where I have your course, and I tell you where to find things, what questionnaires you need to fill out. Why? Because there are several questionnaires that have to do with toxicity level, health questionnaire, what are your predispositions as your family history or family of diseases, what you eat in a typical 3-day, what vitamins are you taking, if any, or medication, and what exercise are you doing, if any. So that will prepare you for the next one-to-one I have with you. It's a 45-minute lifestyle audit. And then you can do your course. At the end of the course, you are going to have a meal plan for you to follow for 4 weeks so you can kickstart your program. But at the end, I meet with you for 1 hour and we find out, make a goal what you want to do next. That's my simplest program. The second choice you have is you want to personalize support. I have a 4-session intensive coaching experience with me, 1 hour each, where I help you detox, shift your eating, and build new habits. First, you get a 30-minute onboarding session in which we plan goals and we figure out what to do. Then we do a complete lifestyle and nutrition audit like I did for the other one. But then after the first 30 minutes, we have 4 sessions in which I guide you through detox the right way. I create a custom food and fitness plan for you and some habits to do. So those are the 2 programs that I have. My flagship program that's 4 months that includes DNA testing, blood work, and all kinds of other things. You can start with this and you will get results just with this. That could be something that you can do. So if you want to take advantage of my offer, I have a free 30-minute wellness breakthrough session. It's completely free. Why am I doing it for free? Because some people are going to want to work with me. But even if you don't, I will know where you are and I'll guide you, and then you can go from there. But it's just that I know a lot of people don't even know where to start, and I'll give you some idea of what to do. So, to finish today, I want to leave you with this. You don't need another diet. You don't need to punish your body into submission. You don't have to restrict your body. You don't need to accept exhaustion, achiness, and just low energy and feeling like I used to feel, ugly, just ugh. You don't need to do that. What you need is a faith-filled, whole body reset that works with your body, not against it. Join me for the journey. Let's restore what your enemy tried to steal: your energy, your confidence, and your wholeness. My next topic is the detoxing the right way, not the trendy way. God bless you and keep shining, body, mind, and spirit. And that's exactly what I walk you through in my programs. So if this resonates with you, put it in the comment, send me a message, and then we can plan to meet. Or you can look at the link and book your free 30-minute wellness breakthrough session. May the Lord richly bless you, and see you Saturday. Bye-bye.